Yeah. So for people listening, we're talking about the challenges of owning investment properties in California. And one of the big ones that you mentioned there is insurance. And the reason why that's a big deal is because if you own a property and you have let's say your debt service or your monthly mortgage is $1,000 a month, and you just got a notice from your insurance company that they are canceling you, and you find what insurance is available, and now your payment with insurance is $1,200 a month, and you've been renting that property for $1,400 a month, you just lost 50% of your cash flow. Agreed. Which for someone that has one vacancy in a year, there goes all your profit, right? And so that's one of the challenges we're seeing, but it's only one of them, and so when we talk about the reason why people are moving out of properties and one of the challenges of people renting properties or raising their rent to try to compensate for some of these expenses that are on the rise, what's the problem there that we're facing in California?
I think a few things. One thing I want to put in there is, due to the complexity of managing the rentals, is taking many owners' ability away to manage it on their own or keep themselves out of harm's way. So I think that's making it tough for the small investors.
Yeah, I hired you as soon as I went to small claims court for the first time.
I'm sorry to hear that was the reason, but I'm glad it got us connected in business. So I appreciate that. But that makes it very tough for the starter investor, right? Because if you're going to buy it and it's barely going to cash flow, but you can get your sweat equity in it by managing it yourself, maybe doing your own repairs, that's somewhat going away on half of that. Harder to control your cash flow. It's a super bummer. Big portfolio owners typically don't want to mess with their properties, and I can't blame them because you're trading your money for your time, and we can't buy more time. You mentioned that in the beginning of the conversation, how important time really is, right? So I think that's one challenge. The second challenge is, our median income here in Shasta County specifically, and in a lot of areas in California, is not raising fast enough to allow landlords to increase their rents fast enough to make up for their expenses. I was actually joking with Jolie, my wife, who's a real estate broker at Authority as well. And we were joking because we were just recently diving in Mexico, and, you go into a store and you buy something and it's like 7,000 pesos, right? I wonder how long, or if I'll see it in my lifetime, where we go to buy something and it's $7,000, but minimum wage is, $15,000. We just keep adding all these zeros on the back of everything. It's very creative a way to do it. But yeah, there's some definite challenges.
Yeah, there really is. I think that one of the things that is, so for someone buying rental properties right now, it's very hard to pencil. You have to get really creative. And I think that insurance is a problem. Recently, Pacific Gas and Electric has raised, in the last 3 years, they've gone up 200%. And so if you're a landlord and you have a tenant that is on a fixed income renting your property, and all of a sudden, instead of spending $200 a month for electricity, you're spending $400, that's putting the pinch on them.